Hello, hello. We'll have to show that the new the intro screen to Conifer when he gets back. Sorry, I'm just getting things organized. All right. Oh, what was I planning to do today? I don't even remember. Oh, I think I wanted to do some networking abstraction work. Oh, I forgot to change my title. I just left it at the exact same. Building networking abstractions. That's what we'll call it. Nudie morning. Check out the new intro screen. What do you think? I want Conifer to see this. Based, is that Kenta? Yeah. Also known as Conifer. Our QA. He's our one-man QA team. What's up, boys? How you doing today? How do I designed this? My papers. Oh, not that one. This one. I have like a little bit of a plan of what I wanted to do. Sorry, I'm just looking at this thing. I think the first thing we're gonna do is try to build some sort of union type. Because I want to be able to build some something like an enum or a tagged union just for serialization purposes. Because you very often in serialization need to like have multiple message types sent on the same line. You can have like the same, well, you have to send everything as the same message, but then you have to unpack that into different pieces of data. Um, okay. And then we'll probably do something like you know how they have like HTTP routers where if you receive a certain HTTP request type path, you can route it to do certain functions. I'll probably have it do something like that. It's so baffling they don't have an enum and Go. Yeah. They want it seems like they want everything to be solved by an interface. Interfaces are good. It's just for when I need to serialize it, it becomes kind of challenging. Because what I really like, the exact thing I want is in enum. Did I check out bare message encoding? I have not. I can though. Yeah, sees the enum OG. Is a simple binary representation of structured IOTAs for enum. Personally, I started using strings with methods. Yeah, I think what I meant was tagged. I need to build a tagged union type, which in Rust it's called an enum, but in Go you use an IOTA. For like most things where I need to have just a different like identifier, IOTA is fine for me. It is a little annoying. But I think you can like auto generate stringer functions for it. But it would be nice to just like be able to print out your enum variable name sometimes. But also welcome Ivan. Welcome Ivan to the stream. Also hello Dracula. How are you today? Hi yourself. All types are aligned to 8 bits, which does exchange some space for simplicity. Do I have to generate stuff? Yeah, you have to have a DSL. Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping to avoid having a domain-specific language. I'd use flatbus for yeah, I used flatbus for a while. The encoding wasn't that tight, and I can show you kind of the data that I got from it. I wrote a bunch of different encoding types. SerDes. I think I put it in SerDes. That's my main one. Yeah. Binary would encode when I was sending the data at the time. Binary was sending 187 kilobits per second. GOB encoding was 283. Flat buffers was 304. JSON was 411. So flat buffers really wasn't that more efficient than JSON. It did give me more type safety, but it was a pain to use. Look at this code. Like this is just awful. Like for teeny tiny messages, I have to do so much work. Flat buffers are not suitable for networking. They are for storage. I don't know. I think they are for networking. By the way, you see ZellyJ I shared? It looks like a good Tmux replacement. I did see that, yeah. I don't know if I, the problem is, Emacs in terminal isn't super good. So I almost always use the GUI version of it. So like I don't need to, if I need to do some complicated stuff inside of the terminal, like if I did use Emacs in the terminal, I might use something more advanced. It seems nice though. Also, Emacs has this big bottom bar, and it's annoying to have bigger bottom bars below it. That's another reason I don't like to use it inside of something like Tmux. By the way, the best language for binary parsing is Elixir. It's unbelievably easy. Why is that? Like, what makes Elixir easy? I keep my Tmux bar one line. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to do everything in the terminal. Because I don't really even like this is completely all terminal, and I very rarely open like an image in here. Not that I care that much. I would just like to have everything be in one window. I get annoyed when I have a bunch of different windows. Like I don't want my browser in here, but I want all of my code and terminals and things like that in here. That's my one like requirement. But you can see I kind of tried to do a tagged union here. I don't think I ever used it. I think if I comment this out, it'll still run. Yeah. So we're gonna try to get this working now. I like how everything in the terminal is terminal for me now. Nice. Just run MS-DOS one window. There we go. Now we're solved. Problem solved, Dracula. So parsing well-defined protocols is trivial. Oh, I see. Gotcha. What's up, Sammy? I hope I'm saying your name right. Or how you intended it to be said. It's either Sammy or Samey. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you around. Perfect the first time. All right, Sammy. Sammy it is. This is what I'd planned out. I was gonna do a type at the top. Then I was gonna have the I guess the payload be this. And this is very close to a tagged union. My comment got censored. Try GitHub. Oh, like search for that. CarMem is a fast binary serialization format. The priority of CarMem is to be easy to use while be fast as possible. It stands for Golang and TinyGo's maximum performance and is efficient for repeatable reads. CarMem demonstrates to be 10 times faster than Google flat buffers with the additional overhead of bounce checking included. Unstable API. Do you have to have a schema? Let's see how they do it. So what does this generate for you? Decodes. CarMem new reader encoded, which is just bytes. App. Where does app come from? New account data viewer. Is that part of the yeah, that's probably generated code then. New account data. Oh wait, no, this is, yeah, I think this is generated, right? They don't seem to define it, at least. It's weird they do app though. But notice we use new account data viewer, and any viewer is just a viewer. It just doesn't copy the backend data. Okay. So I'll decode into an existent struct. Gotcha. Benchmarks. I was hoping to solve this without having to use a schema file or DSL or anything like that and generate code. I was hoping to just do like some generic stuff and maybe a little bit of reflection to get it to work. So this seems interesting though. I'll look into this if I give up on my initial attempt. But yeah, I appreciate you sending it over. There's so many cool libraries out there. It's hard to know them all. There's that like awesome Go library or GitHub that shows a bunch of cool libraries. But yeah, links get censored from in YouTube chat. I don't think I can change that. All right. Oh yeah, I wrote other notes. Sorry, I had kind of like thought about this a little bit. Define tagged union type. Figure out max length. That's like step one. So I think I have to like just go with JSON premature optimization. Yeah, I just know for sure that this is going to be an optimization bottleneck. So it is something to be optimized. I did start with JSON. It uses a lot more data, or like it's gonna be hard to optimize. ARM protocol buffers one of a union. What do you mean by that? Like they have a union type, yeah, inside of their DSL. Just their generated code API was hard to use. One F field type. I don't know protocol buffers that well. So I don't know the 1F field type that you're referring to. But what we'll do for ours is we'll probably have, so you want to add like multiple types to your union, and we have to kind of dynamically construct it based off of what types you add to it. Then based off of those different structs, you'll have different IDs and different links that those structs would be. And then I think we would just use that. Across multiple fields allow you to set only one. Yeah, that sounds exactly like a union. We'll do this, func new. I wonder. I almost need like a tagged union builder. Something that does a little bit of reflection and says like, oh, here's the different structs. Or is it this way? Like I'm not building one tagged union. I'm building something that can build tagged unions. I'll be right back. I'm gonna point my fan away. Do I hear a factory coming? Nope. I call them builders. First I need to build the factory builder because I need to build the factory. This is a factory method that factorizes a builder. And the builder is a factory for a tagged union. Let me draw some UML really quick. Kill me, dude, kill me. For I in range structs. This is something that'll only have to happen once, so it doesn't really matter how fast it is. So this is where we would use reflection. The thing is, though, I don't know. For networking, I define everything in a protocol buffer. They translate to JSON, or can use protocol buffer serialization. That's cool. Java would be disappointed in you. I know it would. I remember learning UML in uni and then I started working. Time for implementations. Yeah. Protocol buffers support multiple languages, so doing the most universal approach, I would not do what you're doing, custom implementation. I've already written a custom binaries serializer. It really wasn't that hard to build. I'm just building a wrapper around it now, which lets me do a wrapper around it, which lets me build different message types dynamically. That's okay. I oftentimes don't use like the standard thing. I like to build it myself. I don't think protocol buffers are bad. I don't think they fit exactly in what I'm trying to build. And I think that the serialization, like the binary serialization size is going to be a lot larger than what I can do handwritten. Like at some point, if you're going to build like a networked game, you're going to have to try to pack as much bits as you can into your message. So like I think eventually you're going to have to write your own custom serializer. So it's not a matter of like right now I could use JSON and it would be fine, right? And especially in localhost, it would be fine too. But it's just going to like it's going to add lag, it's going to add a lot of overhead, stuff like that. And it's gonna cost. Okay. I actually haven't used the reflect library all that much. kind. I want to look at kind, method. Struct tag, what is that? Type. Value. We'll look at that one too. That's got a lot of stuff on it. A kind represents a specific type that a type represents. The zero kind is not a valid kind. So struct is a kind. Really enjoyed this series. Thanks for the hard work. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Also, welcome to the stream. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to answer them. I'm working on the next video. It'll hopefully, I'm usually a week off of when I say it's going to be done, and I thought it was going to be done this week, so it'll probably be done next week. But now that I say that, it'll probably be done the week after. And then obviously now that I say that, we might be 4 weeks out. Yeah, exactly. Famous last words. Struct tag is a tag in a struct field. Oh, so I could do something like this as well for my types. Let me go to Certes. Like for example, I have a world update, and I could put or I could do something like this where I define message union or something like that, and I could do something, where is it, what do they do? It's all key value, space separated key value pairs. Each key is a non-empty string. Oh yeah, here we go. I could do something like this actually, where I can define my DSL in my Go code and be like I have messages. Here's all the different message types, and these are different structs themselves. Like world update type associates to this one. These could actually just be pointers. We could do like that, and then we could do, I'm gonna call this, I don't know why I did world WU. These have to be public, I think, for reflect to notice them. That's the unfortunate part about Go with their capitalizations, because I would love to just call this the same thing. Or I'd love to just call it the lowercase version and make it public. I have a better solution to your problem. I can't wait to hear this. Is it going to be to use unsafe? So this could be like my embedded DSL, which generates, do like JDH and just add enums to the Go compiler. I don't think I saw that video. I saw his one about adding, what did he add? Reflection or something like that. This will be, I feel like this will be a very close approximation of enums. Because this is going to be like message union definition. Yeah, the reflection. Yeah, that's what it was. I'm trying to think. I would use this. Hmm. So you just do the same thing, but for enums. There you go. I'd be too scared. I'd be too scared to get that invested in it. I'm trying to think of how this is going to unwrap though. So this is kind of the idea though. And then what would happen? I need a function. So now I can associate, I can have some function which like parses this or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think here. I don't really know what to call this. I don't want to call it str though. I don't know, whatever. I'm just gonna make this a message, union def. So that's our union definition. We'll parse this, and then what we can build is some kind of generalized function. We need to build, like, once we take this and parse it, we need to turn that into something that can be then used to like receive these and generate the binary like version of that. We also need the opposite. So maybe this is now our like this is like some union builder. This is gonna be a very off the cuff stream today. Because I didn't really like 100% figure out how I was gonna do this. And this is I don't think this is gonna be like a very easy thing to do. What's up, Mountain Shark? How you doing today? I'm too scared to hack the Go compiler though. I'm a little wuss in that regard. I don't even know. I didn't really like follow exactly what he did. What the JDH video, what he did, but it sounded really complicated. I kind of just clicked through it. You're welcome, Mountain Shark, of course. So this will have to build a union builder. What does union builder need to have in it? It probably needs to have a map. Well, let's look at what functions union builder is going to need to have on it. Or we can just call this a union maybe. So serialize on union. We'll just call it a union. Even though it's not technically a union. Deserialize. This needs to take an any val and serialize it. This needs to deserialize the bytes into probably a pointer to that data. So first we need to go and look, like, let's look at serialize. We need to, I think I'm thinking about this in two terms of serialization and less in terms of like what an actual union is. All right, let's do attempt number 3. I think maybe what we should do is this. Let's just look at what this would look like if it was like, what would the struct look like if we just laid it out as like the best thing we could make as a union, right? We would have we'd have a world update pointer. We would have a client login pointer. Log out. And we have these, but just the response version. So we have a pointer for each of these. And then in the getter and setter of these, what we would do is we would only let one of them be non-nil at a time. Set val any maybe actually we could do generics here, right? We could do something like no, that's getting too complicated. Let's stick to this. We'd have to do a type switch. Val dot type interesting way to approach a union. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to make there's no possible way I'm going to be able to make a but I guess you can't cast a byte array to a specific type and vice versa. Yeah, so I would have to deserialize those. Well, I think you can maybe with unsafe you could do something like that. Yeah, possibly with unsafe. I try to avoid unsafe. There's not like very good guarantees in Go with the unsafe library, it seems like. Every time I read it, there's like something at the top that's like the like these might not be forwards compatible, and it's like, okay, I probably won't use this then. If like they could just change it without warning me, I'd be too scared to use it for something that I'm gonna run. It's time unit, yeah. In Rust, I'd be more willing to use unsafe just because they have better guarantees on what it means. Just in Go, they don't really guarantee very much. Well, first it's like check if any are nil. Check if, check to make sure all are nil. If all are nil, then set the appropriate one. The thing is though, is I think that this could, at this point, I could just serialize it. Like this could, instead of setting an individual one, we could serialize this value, put it into the byte slice. Get, this will return a val. The problem is you don't know. Well, we do know what type it is. So here we have to have them pass in, or they pass in basically a pointer type that it'll get pulled out of. I guess casting shouldn't break between updates. Seems like a very common thing. There's a bird following my cat. Uh-oh. Your cat's gonna get him. My money's on the cat, the apex predator of our world. Yeah, like I don't necessarily think that it's something that's gonna change. It's just that whenever I see a warning like that, it kind of worries me because I don't really know what that means. Like I can show you what I mean, what the warning is. Unsafe Golang package. And maybe I just misread it. Yeah, this is the big thing. Packages that import unsafe may be non-portable and are not protected by the Go 1 compatibility guidelines. I actually do use unsafe, I'm pretty sure, in some spots of the code, but I try to minimize it. So this could actually be binary serialization, and that would actually be fine, I think. Then all this needs to be is something that can serialize to binary. Hmm. What does get do? Checks to find the non-nil value. What's up, Doru? How's it going? Check my new about to start screen. I'm waiting for Conifer to show up so I can show this to him. I like that you made it. This is Doru came up with this one. It's pretty good though. Conifer does all my QA, so that's the context. That's all the context you have to know. Doru is our Photoshop master. Him and Jomi. I can send you the raw file back later once you get to my PC. Yeah, I literally opened that YouTube video you made, and I like took a screenshot of it full screen, so it might have been pretty heavily compressed at that point. Yeah, if you want to send it to me, I'd love that. It'll be higher quality. So then all these, if I make this binary instead of doing this type switch thing, all this needs to implement, all the values just need to implement some sort of serialization function, which isn't too hard actually. Or they could be any, and I could just pass them through the generic serializer. The one problem though is a lot of this stuff is very variable length, which makes it kind of challenging. So, but what you could do is you could have like message ID and then the length of it in bytes. And that'll just take 2 bytes up. I'm glad you like, oh, I love it. It's hilarious. Ow. I felt I was rubbing my eyebrow and I had a really long hair. I just yanked it out. That kind of hurt. Jeez. I don't know why I did that. Amazon link for these keyboards. I don't think they sell them on Amazon. They sell them at KeyBio though. What's it called? Iris. I've sent this link so many times. I should get an affiliate link for these people. I think I have 6. I either have 5 or 6. I think I have 6, but I don't have the hot swap PCBs, which would be really nice to have, actually. I had to solder mine together, though, which was fine. Yeah, there's the backlights, too. Or maybe this is front lights. I think I don't have the front lights. I think I only have the backlights. I don't remember. Maybe I do. I turned mine off, though, because I'm kind of boring. Yeah, of course. It's a nice keyboard. I like it overall. And then you have to set, like, one thing to keep in mind, though, is you have to set up the firmware for it. So, like, the only downside is it's kind of annoying to, like, get all of your layers set up. But there's tools you can go online where you basically just go and like update the keys of what you want them to do and on what layers you do them. Like there's browser tools you can do, and then it'll export the file, and then you load that firmware file into the computer, or sorry, into the keyboard, and then it runs. But it's nice because you can get everything set up exactly how you want. So I have like a layer here which does changes. I have a layer here which does changes. And you have to obviously like get used to enter and space being on your thumbs. Or rather just enter being on your thumbs. Pulls the value. That's fine. Originally, I was thinking I needed to define everything up front, though. And the reason for that was I wanted to be able to like predetermine the length of bytes that needed to be pulled out, if that makes sense. The only problem is, what about unsafe pointer? What about it? I could try it. Oh, try it for serialization. Which distro do you use for your keyboard? Oh, I use Arch Linux for everything. So Arch Linux. No, I don't know the if there are. By the way, I'm using Arch. Nice. Yeah, my I don't know if there's different firmwares you can run on your keyboards. I don't know which one I have, if that's what you're asking. Does full and F? I don't know. Yeah, the one I guess I'm not sure exactly where you mean to use unsafe pointer. But I think what the union type is going to look like is it's going to look something like this. It's going to be like, right now I'm just kind of like planning. Do I need a length if I have an array? I think my union type's gonna look like this. And then it's a matter of building an API around that. I guess there's no reason to have, like if I have a world update, I should make it this size. But if I have this one, I should make it this size. And that's what I'm really trying to do. I guess I don't really need a tagged union. Because the tagged union is just gonna waste space for the smaller messages. Like if I really want to serialize it out that far. Also, everything has to be fixed length, which I can't guarantee here. Which library in Golang? Pyato GUI? No, I'm using OpenGL. I wrote a rendering library on top of OpenGL that I'm using for most of my rendering. And then I have a bunch of stuff I just added. Otherwise I could run it, but it'll compile to WebAssembly and like desktop targets, but not really like phone targets. But it's just it's just shader based, so it's just OpenGL. Can you use parameterized type, aka generic? Yeah, it can. I'm mostly just trying to do something like this though, I think. Like, I don't know if I necessarily, if I need to use a generic, I will use a generic. The problem is I need to know which types are available beforehand. I guess I don't, originally I was thinking I also needed to know the length, but I'm realizing now that I don't really need to know the length. Because every type's gonna have its own serialization length. I would use unsafe. Of course you would, Jomi. That's Jomi's solution to every problem. So I think I'll do it like a union def like this. I'll turn that into a I think I'll do a union def like this. I don't think I need to use types actually. I don't think I need to use this. And then when you want to so this will define the different types, and I'll probably just do it in order. Like if you receive a world update pointer, then you know that you're dealing with number 0, like type 0. Otherwise it's type 1. And then on the outset, you would have, so this is going to generate like a union builder, which will be this. Whoops. We'll replace a union with union builder. And all this is going to have, all this has to track is a map from some dynamic. I think I can do like reflect dot type or kind, maybe it was. Yeah, type I think is no, kind is, where is it? So this kind will be struct. Where's type? That's by name, name. Type's just an interface. That's interesting. Types. What is types? Oh, this is the types of the package. That's disorienting. So I probably need a combination of package path and name if I'm going to use reflect to compare. But all I really need to do is a map of reflect.type. I don't know if I can just compare Returns the map type's key type. Oh. I don't know if reflect, if I do reflect on two different variables that are the same struct, if it's going to return the same reflect type. Returns a specific kind of this type. We probably just need these two. I think that this would be enough because this is a unique identifier. This guarantees your package is the same. Name, I'm not 100% sure if it includes this path. I feel like sometimes I've seen it include it and sometimes I haven't. Within its package. That's why it's working, but it's my ECS. It's just a vec of UN8s and you cast them to this specified type. Gotcha, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely an option. I'm hoping to be a little bit more type safe, so I'm willing to use reflect to do that. So this might also be a string, but we'll see. But all this needs to have in it is actually just the UN8, which is going to be the message type. And then the union builder is going to just map these to these. And then when you call serialize, you need to go, I don't know, types. You'll do like types, val, or what is it? Reflect dot. Type of. That returns a type, right? Represents the dynamic type of I. If I is a nil interface value, type of returns nil. We can do a little experiment to see if what I was saying works. We'll do like type of val. I'm gonna call it like type ID. We'll probably have to return error. If not, okay. Error F. Unknown type percent T. I think it's lowercase. No, I think it's capital T. Val. So this would basically means that it's not registered inside of our like union builder. Actually, we could just look at Gob and see what they do. Have you ever seen Arrested Development? That's a character from that show. I like how that's who pops up, but I think he's pronounced Job, but it's spelled with a G. There's a register function. Register records a type identified by a value for that type under its internal type name. That name will identify the concrete type of value sent. Let's look at the code for this. Type of RT dot name is nothing. If package path, register name, user type, saves information associated. Load or store. Load or store. key. I think that this is, wait, map. What's UT? How's that used? UT.user. Star. Hey, do you develop your own serialized format? I'm using a package that does a binary serialization, kind of similar to the Go's encoding/binary package, but it does it for a few other types as well, like slices and things like that. Right now, I'm just trying to like make my API, which wraps that, a little bit easier to use in terms of like how data types are created and serialized, because it's a little bit complicated. Like when you have a bunch of different things that you want to serialize and then pack them together, you end up always needing this like component type thing at the top, or like message type or whatever. So I always end up having to like hard code a lot of stuff. So I'm trying to fix that problem basically. The serialization part's not super hard because there's libraries that do that already. I'm just trying to wrap that in an easier to use way, so it's a little bit more automatic. What I was thinking what I would do is I would do like some definition of like what a union might look like this, for example. And then this would build some sort of like union serializer thingy-majigger that would then go through and serialize things properly. And it would make it look kind of like this, where there's a type as like the forefront, and then there's a payload, and then you can use the type to deserialize it, but it'll do it automatically based off of reflect of what the type is and what this said. So this is like the register. This is like a gob register function, and then this is what's it called? This is like the actual serializer. And the reason you have to register them up front in my case is that I'm not planning to use a big string like gob uses to identify each struct beforehand, because gob will be like, oh, here's your struct, it's like game dot position, and then like here's the data, you know, like they'll just encode the string inside of it. I'm planning to just use a type that identifies it at the top, because like this needs to be deterministically calculated on both sides of the network. So this will be like, this will represent ID 0, this will represent ID 1, and then those will serialize differently. I just don't know if I can compare reflect types, but it seems like gob does strings. Loader store name. Reflect type of. So when they call register name from the register function, what do they pass? Register name. So I think they do some pointer testing first. If kind is pointer, star is star, they add a star to it. But I don't necessarily want to. I want both the pointer type and the non-pointer type to be the same. But yeah, they do this, I guess. If name, they sometimes add package path to it though, which is interesting. I think I'll probably always just pull the star out, and I'll just do this. I'll probably store it as a string. Nope. just because I'm not 100% sure. But we can do, we'll do some testing. It doesn't seem like you can compare type or reflect.type interfaces that easily, or at least they don't do it. So I assume there's some reason for that. This will be the type string. We'll see if we get it. If we don't get it, then we'll do that tells us what our that'll be the type ID. And then the payload, we just have to serialize. I think my serialized code's in a different function. Or no, that's actually in here, isn't it? But I no longer have to do this crazy stuff where I'm like, new binary component. What is that? Oh, I hate language servers because I hate it when I freaking want to find definition and I can't find it just because my code doesn't compile. There we go. This kind of manually does what I was trying to do. Like where it literally just does the same thing. Right? Like it's doing the same serialization, but it's changing the header each time. And that's like the one different part. This is new binary component. Oh, this is packing them together. But this is doing the binary marshalling part. So now we can generalize this a little bit better. Where are you? Here we are. I'm just gonna call it serialized. And obviously if this is an error, if error not equal to nil, return error. Nil, error. Return nil, error. And then we can return union nil. Actually, we probably don't return, we probably return not a byte slice here, we probably return a tagged union. Like that. I think that that makes the most sense. The one thing I was hoping was that the type would kind of identify how long it is. And for fixed length things, that's possible. But it's hard to measure for things like this, where there's like a slice of objects. So I'm not really sure how to reconcile that part, but I think one step at a time. One step forward, two steps backwards, I always say. And this will probably be our our serialized function. I'm sure there's some bugs in it, but I'll be right back though. I'm gonna go make the second cup of coffee. I'll see you guys in just a little bit. All right. Coffee's brewing. Now we just wait for 3 or so minutes. We get coffee cup number 2. Okay, we just need to do the opposite now. Deserialize. The weird thing is, I feel like there's some kind of imbalance here where this is returning a tagged union. Why do I want it to be a tagged union? Then I have to serialize it again. I already kind of do though. I'm gonna be like when I serialize this, I'm gonna be kind of lazy and I'm just gonna like rerun the serializer on it. Cause like what you're gonna get off the wire is you're gonna unmarshal, oops, binary unmarshal with some data. And you're just gonna want to be like, oh, unmarshal this. That's fine. So let's change this back to we'll be a bit lazy. Like this stuff can be very optimized, obviously. But also this needs to be this. I have a union and then we call oops, this is wrong, obviously. This is our value. I'll be specific. Serialized val. We have serialized union. And we can just return this guy. We'll marshal the union into a serialized union and then return that. And that'll be our byte slice. And then we should be able to do deserialize, which is the exact opposite of this. This is going to be our union, tagged union. Or we'll, yeah, I guess we'll do this. Okay, we have our data deserialized. This is going to return an error. Now we have our union data, which gives us the type. This might represent kind of a... I'm trying to think of how a user would use this. Because they can't know ahead of time. Like they do this, right? And they unmarshal it again into this type. But if I'm passing that in as val, which was kind of my original plan, This would imply that they have to know what the type is going to be before they deserialize it, and that's the problem. So I think this can't be. How would you do this then? You could return, I could return any, and then have them type switch on it. Type switch on the different types. Because now that I have the type coming back, the now that I have the type embedded in here, in the tagged union, we can use that to determine which deserializer we want to use. We would have to pack an extra piece of data here, which is, we take the uint8 and we look up the, we have to use the uint8 to look up the uint8 to look up the like original struct or something that can create the struct. This is kind of a challenging one. Like this is where you would have your like Rust match statement or whatever. I don't know how I could store this though internally. Like I would have to, let's look at this. I'm sure there's a way, right? There's got to be some way. Returns the struct type containing fields. The offset and index field are ignored. Maybe there's like a function here which kind implements. Let's see here. We have kinds, we have methods, slice header, struct field, struct tag, value, value error. I wonder if I do, because all of this started with this, right? All this starts with this. So this can be put into the union builder when we create the union builder as well. We'll call it the def. I'm gonna call it a union definition. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably have a union def, and then based off of the U and I here, this will represent the field of that's at that spot. I don't know if this is gonna work actually. I was thinking I would just deserialize it into this thing. Like this is gonna be like our deserialization buffer. That's not very thread safe though, is it? I guess you could have multiple of these, I don't know. Any recommendations what to learn after CPP? Obviously I think Go's a good language to learn. I think it depends. I think you should learn the language that best fits the goals you have. Like depending on what you want to do with your software career or your software objectives or what you're trying to build for like a personal project or whatever, you should pick the language that best suits that. Or pick the language that you enjoy. What? Unit likes Go? Who would have thought? I was thinking game dev, so I picked up CPP. Yeah, I don't think C++ is like a bad language. I think that there's definitely problems with it. And you might alleviate some of those problems by switching to something like Rust. If you want like a highly performant game dev language, Rust is probably your best bet. And if you're trying to make, if you don't care as much about how performant your games are going to be, you could use something like Go. Go's not going to be as fast in the general case though. C3 also seems nice. Yeah. I haven't seen too much into that one. People also like Zig. I can't vouch for it at all though. I've never used it. Some of the things I've seen from the language doc, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I really I think usability of the language is like the most important thing. Zig seems nice, yeah. You could try Zig. Looking to Rust again. Keep the hard work on your project. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. It's hard work, but it's fun work. I enjoy it. So this problem though, I'm not exactly sure what to do. So I think I'll have to get my second cup of coffee now. But at the end of the day, performance doesn't matter that much for a small indie game dev. Yeah, that's probably true. Unless you're targeting like really like small devices or you're trying to make something like very graphically complex. Because like 99% of people can already play my game, and I didn't really have to do any optimizations at all. But, you know, it just depends on how much you're trying to scale up, I think. In like terms of your graphics fidelity or number of players or things like that. But I'll be right back. All right, I think I figured out what I'm gonna do here. I think when I parse the union definition, what I can do is take a copy of these, because this is just a list of structs, and this is going to define the different things that I want to be able to pack into the union, right? So in here, instead of saving the union def, I'm going to store a slice, which is the same length as this, which is packed with innies. What am I going to call this? What do you call those? They're like implementations, maybe. I'm just gonna call it IMPL. I don't really know what the right word for that should be yet, but what this is basically going to be is once I have this uint8 on the deserialized side, I'm going to have a slice of innies, and these are just going to be the like base type that this uint8 points to. So on the deserialized side, I can do union. I can do something like union dot. What did I call it? Type. Cast it to an int, obviously, so I can index it into my slice. Like that. And then that's going to pull out the implementation. Now we have the implementation, and we can run it through the binary unmarshal again. Unmarshal. It's going to make a copy, obviously, because I'm pulling it out. Because these are not going to be pointers. They're going to be the actual type. So I can then do a ampersand here, and then return that. So they don't pass this in, and I return this. Or any. The only downside is on the outset, they have to unwrap this, but that's kind of a requirement for any kind of tagged union, right? Like in Rust, you have match statements. In here, in Go, they're gonna have to do type assertions. Or sorry, type switches. So I might have had some extra helper stuff to help that out, so you don't have to like write a type switch, but I don't think it's too terrible. So you're gonna end with the underlying type. So you would type switch on like, is it a world update? Is it a client login? Is it a client response? And then I'm gonna add a routing layer. I wanted to add a routing layer, which is like, if you're if like the message you got is this type, then call this function. Or if it's this type, then call this function, you know? So that was kind of like the routing layer I was hoping to build. And that's where the type switch is gonna be, I believe. I even drew this. Look at this. You guys see? Just like an HTTP router. It's so hard to hold this steady. That's my high-tech diagramming right there. That's why we get paid the big bucks, boys. So I think all of this stuff I don't have to do anymore. That was an experiment. This is all of the stuff. I think I'm just going to call this a union. I don't think I want to call it a tagged union. This is in the serialized package anyways. All right, we're just going to blindly find and replace tagged union with union. And we'll see what happens. We should probably add a unit test for this because this is going to be really hard to debug live. Oh, we need to build this part still. Union def, we don't actually do anything with. The only thing... Where's union builder? I need to reorganize this. So we have the serialize, deserialize. And then we have a union. And I have a union builder. Which I think I have 2 union builders now, don't I? That's a union. Type, payload. Oh wait, I did something wrong here. That's not supposed to be dat. This should be union dot payload. And we're going to deserialize this into this, and that should be good. Okay. Hey, we're getting somewhere. Depending on your game, you could even just make it in Ruby. I mean, you could. You could, but I'd have to block you. You could, but I never speak to you again. What? I'm just kidding. I don't know, Jomi. Are you hating on Ruby? I hate on everything. Uh-oh, Jomi's mad. I'm just kidding. It was a joke. Don't be mad. You guys ever see those garbage bag commercials where it's like, don't get mad, get glad? Because glad was a garbage bag. And people like to, like, I wouldn't rip. I made some visualizations in Ruby ZD, the Z dimension, 2D. Yeah, I don't think Ruby's bad. I was just talking. I was talking to talk. I was talking the talk, wasn't walking the walk. We'll place login with logout here. It was the nicest thing ever. Really. The only time I've used Ruby was like for one thing, and I didn't understand Ruby. I wonder if Go game engines are as fast as Lua just-in-time stuff. I didn't want to say Luajit because I feel like that would have sounded weird. Luajit stuff. Yeah, I have no context on how fast Lua is. I imagine Go will be faster though. Though I did read one time that JIT compilation systems could they could like do some dynamic performance optimizations that static time compilation systems couldn't do. And I thought that was really interesting. Like I don't know how to explain that though. I don't remember exactly what they mentioned, but like you could see how if you have this thing that's running a bunch of times and it's doing a function call each time, they could like maybe dynamically inline that function after they notice, oh, this is run this is run a billion times. Like this is a great thing to inline. Like you could see how they could swap that over instead of doing a function call, do a whatever. Do just like a embedded procedure or whatever they call them, an inlined procedure. You literally just set the window height and width and do some draw calls and call start. Oh, that's nice. Actually sounds really convenient. Have you ever done a game jam? I haven't done like a formal game jam. There's this one game, I don't know if you can really consider it a game jam. It's like the 30-day game jam. I guess it is a game jam. 30, what was it called? 30 days of game or something like that. Unit jam coming next year. It's like 3 jam 30 days of I don't know. I can't find it. There was a game jam which was like basically the objective was to make a game every single month for like a year. I didn't do the whole year, but I did a couple months. So you'd spend 30 days to make a game, then you make another game for 30 days, and you make another game for 30 days. I did it for maybe like 3 or 4 months. But that's the only one I've done. It would be fun to do a game jam. I actually I don't know if I would do if I would use Go or I would use Rust, because I feel like game jams are fun because you get to learn something new. So I might just do I would probably do like Rust. But it would also be cool to like do Go and build a different game in my libraries and just see how they go. The problem is my libraries are so unstable now. It's like there's no way I'm gonna keep it up to date. Obviously Ruby. I feel like game jams would be a fun way to learn a new language. Are there good job for recruitment? So I'm considering going to game dev events once I have enough skills. Oh, once you have enough skills, yeah. Oh, I've never heard that. I didn't even, I guess I did kind of know that they did like hackathons in person. I didn't really know they did game jams in person. That'd be cool though. I didn't realize they use them for recruitment. That's smart. Are you trying to get into the game dev field? Yeah, from IT. Okay, cool. Might try 30 days of game theme with another language each time. Oh, that'd be interesting. You know, do you know what I'm talking about, Jomi? What is it called? Let me look. Monthly game dev jam. It's literally like every single month. I cannot believe I can't find it. There's some user groups around me that do events and have a lot of recruiters. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, that'd be a cool. It's a cool way to get recruited. It's also a cool way to it's also a cool way to just naturally get like. It's a cool way to naturally get like experience with other people too. I think that's an important part of software. Sorry, I was like half thinking about this problem while I was responding. Not really. I couldn't get my words out. I think that this message def. Let's write a unit test, but first things first, let's fix this function. I don't think I need that. I don't even think I need this. Yeah, 1 GAM. Oh, that's what it is. 1 game a month. Man, I was so close. I was even like, I knew it was like one, I thought it was like 1 GAME or something like that. Yeah, so the objective is to do it for like a year, I think. Holy people. Yeah, it was fun. And there was even this girl who was doing like, she would make a YouTube video about everyone who submitted one, and she'd go and play everybody's video. So there's like, she made a YouTube video where she like played my games, which was kind of cool at the time. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And one of them I made like an online game. This was my first online game. It was basically like online asteroids. And I made it in Unity. And it was terrible, but some random guy logged in, and I just like chatted with him. It was really awesome. Like, cause I had like in-text chat and whatever. So yeah, it was pretty sweet. So like people do poke around on it, you know. So I got to chat with him about it. Like, how'd you find it? And he's like, oh, I'm doing the 1 game a month thing too. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, those memories do stick, dude. Have you ever seen that's a core memory from what's that movie called? The one about the girl. The one about the girl who's has her family. You know what I'm talking about. The emotion one. Parse. This should be first things first. I'm gonna to do handle pointer structs. I should handle pointers here, but I'm not going to right now. I'm just going to assume nothing's a pointer. Welcome, MJ. Emacs, yes. Yes, indeed. Are you also, are you an Emacs fan, or based on the curious face? I can't tell. I tend to use Emacs. So we'll loop through the structs, and all we have to do now is do some reflection magic, and we'll be good. Oh wait, I definitely wrote a function. This will be the type string. I used Doom Emacs, but it became too heavy on my PC, so I used NeoVim. Yeah, that is actually my one big complaint about Emacs right now. I have two complaints. One of them is that Emacs is really bloated these days, and my second complaint is that I feel like every plugin, actually I have multiple complaints. Let me go through them. I don't know how many there are, but I'll just rattle them off the top of my head. I feel like it's really slow and loaded sometimes. Sometimes when I hit hotkeys, it'll get me into some weird state that I don't know about. And it's like hotkeys I'm not ever gonna use, so it's kind of annoying that they're even set up in the first place. Like there's some very, very weird hotkeys in Emacs. So if you fat finger anything, you might get in a weird state. And it's really hard to tell what mode I'm in, you know? Because there's so many different little major modes you could just pop into. I feel like plugins, because they use Lisp, they're pretty slow. Though some of them are pretty good. And I do like a lot of the plugins that I use. The terminals in Emacs are terrible. The compilation buffers don't show colors, which is weird, like terminal colors. There's just a lot of like small things like that. I tried to use Helix. I tried to set up Helix to use Emacs. I do like the Emacs key bindings, I will say that. But yeah. That was my TED Talk. That's all I can think of. Types, type string equals uint8i. This is good. I'm in love with Helix. Yeah, tell me about it. Helix was really nice when I was trying it out. Like all of the little pop-ups looked really nice. They were always in really nice spots. It never like never felt like it got in the way. Like the little pop-up thing that pops up down here, you know? Val. Structs I. There we go. Okay, so we associate the type string to an integer, and we do the inverse, which is to associate the struct slice to the implementation. Like so. That should build a union builder, then the union builder should be able to serialize and deserialize stuff. My only complaint is the error message in the top right of the screen. If you're typing there, you can't see what you're doing anymore, but I think that'll get fixed in a future version. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to make good like user experiences. That's 100% true. But I'm sure they'll figure it out eventually. Helix is bad. I've used it, but it's like Vim with a wheelchair. I like about Emacs is the LSP are just good and won't fail if you stay away for like an hour. And in Vim it's dead fast. Yeah, I've never used NeoVim. I've used Helix a little bit. I haven't like used it that much though. But the Emacs LSP gets botched for me whenever I have like any kind of compilation bug or typo. And I wish it could like kind of figure that stuff out. Like I wonder if I try this, if it's just, oh, it actually worked. So I must be able to like, at least I must have not any syntax errors. I kind of get it, but. Binary test. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Let's use this guy. I don't think I need this, but I do need to pass these in. Let's do... what I'm going to do is this is like the... I'm going to copy all of this out. Marshall binary, yeah. I'm going to copy all of this out, but I'm going to marshal it inside of... what's it called? I'm going to marshal it inside of our new tagged union builder. Recent updates to Helix brought some cool features. You get VS Code. There's even debugger support coming. Oh, nice. I'm just gonna call it union. I guess I just have to do parse. I'm gonna change this to new union. Because the concept of a union is kind of going to be held internally here. And then we have world update. This is where if you did define, like right now, I'm just going to have you pass it in, and whichever order you pass it in is going to matter, because that's how they're going to be associated with their different IDs. But if you wanted to make it a little bit more heavyweight, what you could do is you could do something like this. I don't know. Like I could make it like world update or WU, whatever. And then you do this, 1 or something like this, you know, and then this would always be type 1. And then I can check dynamically. And this would be very close to what flat buffers does actually, where they say like in flat buffers you do like, I don't know, I think it's actually called message. And you say like, this is my world update type. It's called like a table maybe. I don't know. And you say like that's equal to 1. Maybe this is protobufs, I don't remember. But they do something like this, and that's how you keep the consistency of IDs. That's an important thing to have, but this is probably the way I'll go long term, but for now I'm just going to test it out with this slice. Type 1. Or maybe that could be 0, I guess. This is also cool because I could make a generic union now. And if you have more than 256 types, which is very rare, which is I'm never going to have this problem, but somebody might. You can make a generic on this so you don't waste any space. You can make it a uint16 too. And then also you could use this as the name. No, you couldn't do that because then they might accidentally pass the wrong one in. I don't know. It's fine. This is fine for now. We have client logins. We have client login response. There we go. Let's go ahead and run this. Go test. Do that. There we go. Oh yeah, we need reflect. Oh. Oh, I forgot to run reflection. Reflect dot type of structs I. Then this just needs to be ty, ty. I should make this a function, huh? Um, so we'll do reflect type of, then we'll append those two things together. That should be unique. And then we will do type string equals type string of structs I. And we save that there. Then further down here, we can do the same thing. Type str equals type string of our val, and voila. Types, that's u dot types. Serialized union, this needs to be that. Not enough return vals, nil. Binary unmarshal. Oh, this is already defined. Messages. Oh, I clearly haven't. Oh, I made it a component, didn't I? So that no longer exists. Union is new union. Okay, we can comment that out. Filter chat. Oh, I think this was an old test I had. Oh, that's gonna break this. Okay. I wonder how slow this is gonna be. Like, I wonder if it's gonna be much slower than, I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to. I guess I compare it to JSON, but there's no way we're gonna lose to JSON. I feel like. Even with the extra copy. Okay. We'll do test. There's a way to filter them. I don't remember what it is though, but we'll just whatever. All right, let's change this to use our union builder now. We'll make sure everything gets serialized properly. On a train after interviews, so don't you dare go offline. Don't worry, buddy. I'm always here for you, my friend. Just because you're always there for me. This is my new about to start stream. Title image. It's the other way around. No, it's we're both facing inward. That's the way it is. That got me good, yeah. I'm so glad Dory made that. It's so funny. I love the photoshops. I want to take that other one he made of Jomi and Unsafe. That'd be a good one too. I might just make like a slideshow of all of these. I don't know. Actually, I want to pull it up. It's super funny. Where did he put it? Was it in general? I scrolled up pretty far on that one. Man, I don't know. I'll have to look for it later. I'm surprised I haven't found it yet. Oh no, this is all new stuff. Oh no, this is old stuff. Oh, it was a spoiler. That's why I missed it. Okay, yeah, that's another solid one. Cause you blind. Yep, that's me. Blind as a bat. This is a cool one. It's so like it's so epic looking, you know? Like there's so much going on here. There's so much like meta story in this image. That's what's so perfect about it. I feel like I can never change my profile picture now. I know you're stuck. Yeah, also I like the random cat that Dracula got. It's a cutie. Yeah, I'll download this Dorio. Thanks for sending it to me. Got the high res image for next time because I literally just took it. I took a screenshot of the YouTube video because I wanted a surprise. All right. We don't want to do Marshall binary now. We want to do union dot binary. Union dot serialize. Do dash V here. Looked like it worked. Encoding unions. We got the same thing. All right, that's that one. This is so much cleaner. I can remove so much code after this, so much hard coding. Union.serialize. I wonder, now that I've tested one, I might just change the Marshall binary function. No, I can't really, can I? Because you have to define it externally, pass it in. But I guess this is all inside of, let's look at the SerDes interface. Oh, I could just do I dare do both? No, I'm gonna change binary to just not do this anymore. Because I don't think there's any reason to keep this around. Let's do this. So we just have to make a union here. And then this can be used for all of our binary marshals and unmar. Oh wait, do I do unmarshals in my test? Oh, I serialize it, then I unserialize it. Perfect. Oh, I run unmarshal binary. That's kind of funny. I guess I should test that, huh? This needs to be deserialized of dat, and it returns an error. Oh, wait, no. That's right. Binary union. Oh, that's easy to define. Actually, this needs to be private. That shouldn't be public. I'm just gonna call it a union. I think it's union builder. Oh. I'm missing a pointer. Okay, perfect. Binary can only decode to pointer type recovered. If... Oh, that was the panic. Oops. We don't need that. But if you go to binary, there's probably going to be somewhere I missed an ampersand or something. Deserialize. Yeah, so we need to do ampersand here. Transporter type interface recovered. That's kind of strange. Wait, where's the panic rippling from though? It must be here. No, it could be here too. Oh, this must be, oh, this needs to be a pointer. Because I'm taking the, this is an any type. I'm taking a pointer of that, which is wrong. What I actually need to do is, when I store this, I need to store it as a pointer. Which means I can do this. I can make those pointers. Or probably what's probably better is when I create it, I do something like this. Instead of storing the implementations like that, I do oh, that's kind of tricky. I think I have to pass pointers in. I don't know if this will work. Okay, that does work. So you have to pass pointers in. Oh, but did I fix that problem? Yeah, I did. Nope, not that. Unknown type. Nope, not that. It's so hard in testing to like, I guess because I'm returning an error, it tells me where the error is happening. Unknown type. Where does that happen? Oh, because I'm serializing the value, but I need this to deal with the pointer of that. Wait, but that's going to be a pointer to an any. That would mean that when I pass it in, I need to pass in a pointer. Which is, that's okay. That's not that big of a deal. Out of range 4 with length 0. Here's a panic. This means that the union type's bigger than... Oh, wait a second. Did I do that right? My, yeah, I just cast it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. log out, log out, log out response, log in response, log out response. So let's look at this. Where does this panic? Okay, it says runtime error, index out of range 4 with length 0. Oh, because I did that. That's right. So this is now right. Now that I changed the structs to pass pointers in. That's correct. Let's see here. Panic EOF. Wait a second, where does this happen? Home, now I can bully. Perfect. Union.deserialize. This is throwing an error. This is throwing an end of file error. Unmarshal. And this unmarshals to the pointer. Because it's already a pointer. We can add some printouts in, I guess. I don't know if it's happening. Okay. Wait a second. Oh, test. Yeah, okay. So we're able to encode it, and then during the deserialization, we run that, it fails. I guess this will also run. Let's run this. We'll run IMPL, length of IMPL. But most likely, union payload must be empty. We're able to have any for length though. Okay. We have a union which is 4. Then it's a slice. That's fine. We have an implementation which is a 4, 4. What is this in hex? Yeah, okay. So that looks right. Then it's a 0. Why is this a 0? What does client login look like? Oh, that just must be just the bytes are swapped. Wait, what is this? This is a UN64. Okay, so there's 2 32-bit ones. That's why there's a 0. So that's that. All of this looks good so far. It's type 4 though. And that's a little weird. Because it should be this one. Oh, no. Wait. Yeah. It should be 1. What is this? Union.payload. Oh, that's the payload. Yes, this that means there has to be union.type, right? Which is giving us 4 for some reason. Let's look at the union builder. I must have some problem here. types of type string. Here's what we'll do. Login response, log out response. Can I print this map? I don't think you can print maps, can you? I think it's just going to print the address. Maybe it won't. 0? Oh, it's literally getting the same exact thing. Okay, I clearly did something wrong here with the reflect stuff. Clearly. I don't know what though. Package path. Val of any. Oh, wait a second. Now that I changed this to be pointers, said no unit ever. Says me every day. I like it though. Being wrong is just a way to improve. So that's what I got. I gotta keep telling myself that. So we're getting the same type string now because this should give us a pointer. Oh, that's why. Because now we made it a pointer, and I think how they do it is where is it? Right, you have like a kind. So now the kind is a pointer, not a struct. And I think once I look at type, where are you? Type. I bet when I say if it was pre-declared. So I need to check to make sure the kind is a struct. Well, I need to make sure it's a pointer. Implements, assignable, convertible to, comparable, bits, chander, variadic, field by index, key in, links, num fields. Man, I really just want to know. Maybe use shortened package names, base64 instead of encoding base64, and is not guaranteed to be unique among types. So this is wrong. I shouldn't use this. Oh, to test type identity, compare the types directly. Well, isn't that a thing? That's what I asked at the start, but Gob doesn't do that. Oh, I guess Gob doesn't do that because you can register specific names. Let's just see if the I guess we'll be able to test this. Gob who? Reflect dot type of structs. All right. Wait, but it's going to be a. I don't know. We'll try this. Wait a second. Oh, that's got to be reflect dot type TY. Unknown type, Certes client login response. Am I using login response? It should have it. Or let's look at the printouts. Yeah, okay, so we are printing well. It's weird that oh, because I need to pass the pointer now. That's why. Okay, cool. I don't like the fact that I'm having to pass pointers everywhere. I feel like that's makes it kind of hard to use. Uh-oh. You guys hear that? I hope it's faint. We get some lawn cutting going on. But it seems like that'll work. Let's do a quick test at the top here. I did hear something. Actually, I guess we know that this works, right? Because we pass in a client login here, which is one version, or we pass one in here, which matches this one. Then we pass one in V, which is a byte slice. We're able to pull it out. So that means that they should compare to the same. So that's actually pretty nice. We can just compare the interfaces. So I think this will work. Let's try to rewrite the Certes interface to use this union now. So instead of doing that, we'll do return union.serialize v. But now they have to pass a pointer here. Oh man, that's tricky. Is there a way I can get around this pointer thing? It's just hard when you pass it in. I wonder if I can reflect and get the pointer. Because when they call serialize, it would be nice if they didn't have to pass a pointer in, and I could just get the pointer of this thing. Like, we just copy it, and then I get the pointer. Maybe I can do pointer of. Pointer to returns the pointer type with element t. For example, if t represents foo, pointer 2 represents foo star. Oh, that returns a type, though. Pointer 2 is the old spelling of pointer 2. Two functions behave identically. Okay. Map of. Golang. How to get the pointer to the value inside an interface. Interface has its own struct. You have no access to R-type directly or by linking. On the other hand, even though you'll copy. But the thing is, you can replace pointer types with unsafe.pointer and maybe. But pointer is much it. Function that takes an interface type as value in pointer. I don't know if this is answering what I want. I don't want a pointer to an interface. I want a pointer to the thing inside the interface. Pointer to value. When to use function? No. I swear this has to be some sort of reflect thing, right? When you do kind, you see it's a pointer. No. You see kind, you see it's a struct, and all you want to get is the pointer to that struct. What does type have? Indirect. Value is the reflection interface to a Go value. Oh, so maybe I have a value here. Pen, slice, indirect, make chan, make func, make map. New. Oh, I could actually do this probably. So I have the type, and then I make a new pointer to that type. That seems very doable. Does that solve my problems though? Now they would pass in the regular value to serialize. Like this part isn't too big of a problem. Actually, I don't think it is a problem at all, right? Because when I do new union, I take the type of structs. Reflect.type structs. Oh, this needs to be, let me get my test. Just to keep it all together. This is using ampersands now. So I could now prevent this from having to pass in ampersands, and that's good. That's one improvement. But the problem is serialize. I wonder if I can wiggle my way out of this with generic. Like make the serialize function generic on some type, then they pass that type in. And then I don't have to, but then you have to call a serialize my union value, and that's kind of sloppy. I don't like that so much. Like if I changed it to that, it would be this function. It would have to be this function. And then when you call it, you'd have to say, oops, sorry. It's not terrible. You have to say like serialize union, I don't know, client login. That is doable, and it takes less reflection. Address return, okay, address returns a pointer value representing the address of V. The new 0 value of address returns a pointer value representing the address of V. Hmm. I don't really see anything here, which is kind of surprising. Interface data. Oh, that's deprecated. Interface. Turns v current value as an interface. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I want to do the inverse of this, but just get a pointer. And then like return it into a, and then return it into an interface. But the problem is the only thing that I can see which does this is new add. Returns a value representing a pointer to a value of the specified type. Oh, wait a second. I can do this. Wait, that takes unsafe. So if I'm able to turn it into a value, what I can do... Wait, I feel like I just had this. Pointer... Value set uint slice. This is kind of a complicated interface. Oh, I feel like I just had a solution. I kind of lost it. It's so convoluted. I have to like turn it into a value and then turn it into a pointer and then turn it into an interface. Like a copy function. I'm not sure. I'll be right back though. I gotta go to the bathroom. We got electronic proton. Also, that's kind of a cool name. Enjoy your stand-up. Sorry that you have to go stand up at all. That was one of my least favorite meetings. What happened? I think that was just me sitting down. Break, excuse you. Get back to work. Sorry, bud. I'm on it. Yeah. I want to get a new chair. My chair's pretty crappy. I did take some memory foam though. I take some memory foam with a pillowcase and I stuffed the back with this like memory foam like padding. So it's actually like the back's pretty comfortable. The seat, however, not that comfortable. It's not terrible though, but you know. V address. Address returns a pointer value representing the address of V. Interesting DIY. I love your keyboard. I'm thinking of getting one too. Is it worth the expense? I like it. This is my primary keyboard now, and I've had quite a few other keyboards. I did try this other keyboard. I kind of looked away from my mic when I said that. I was looking at my keyboard. Short answer, no. I've maybe had like 5 keyboards in my life, or like 5 mechanical keyboards. This is by far my favorite though. I like that it opens up your chest when you're typing because it's kind of spread apart. You know, normally your keyboard's like this and you're very like hunched in. So I like that it's apart. So I tried this other one. The one weird thing though is it's ortholinear. So the keys are vertical like this. They're not staggered at all. So for example, here's a split keyboard. I can't remember who makes it. But if you look at like staggered split keyboards, I tried this one. This one was pretty nice too. Whoops. But because I'm a weirdo, I have to have like weird key bindings, and this one couldn't. Oh, do you hear the lawnmower? Sorry guys. Here he comes again. Alright, he's gone. But anyways. I'm trying to move this so it's in the camera. This is a pretty good starter split keyboard. It forces you to type properly because you don't have the keys together. It also, like, you can see the grooves, it snaps together, so it looks like a keyboard too. But I'm a weirdo, so I really like different key binds because I use Emacs and stuff like that, so having the ability to pre-program my keyboard was worth it for me. I don't know if it was worth it for you though, but I definitely like the keyboard. So short answer, I don't know, it depends, I guess. So someone cut a keyboard in half, exactly. Slapped a $200 price on it. Yep. Yep. But it's one of the, I think keyboards are one of those things, like if I'm gonna want to get a Kinesis 360. Yeah, I did look into those a little bit. You should look at, what's his name? Not him. This guy. Ben Valak. He does a lot of videos about like making small keyboards. And I actually I think I like a lot of his keyboards because they're low. Yeah, so take a look at his videos. He's got I didn't realize how much other stuff he did. But he like makes his own keyboards and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. He'll talk about this stuff. I guess I've watched it, you can see. But they're overall pretty nice videos. He makes pretty solid stuff, so yeah, take a look at that. Bytes. V's underlying value. Field by index. Huh. Oh, I wonder if I can do I get the address and then I call interface on it. That's what my idea was. So I have interface. I don't want that. I have interface and then I have ADDR. Returns a pointer value representing the address of V. That is exactly what I want. So serialize now. Yeah, so I'm gonna pass this in. We'll continue with our tests. We're gonna pass it in without that, and we're gonna change this to do reflect dot value of, maybe? I don't know how to get a value. Or it's type up, or that value of I returns a new value initialized to the concrete value stored in the interface I. Returns a new value initialized to the concrete value stored in interface I. Okay. Value of val. We'll do a capital there. Pointer val. Then we have ADDR returns the pointer val representing the address of V. So we can do ADDR. Then we do interface. How dare you assume my mutability? Value interface. Interface returns V's current value as an interface. So this should convert the value to a pointer value, I think. Let's see here. We'll do printf val and pointer val. We'll do a /n too. Union, undefined union. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. Perfect. So these are still pointers, that's fine. Okay, reflect value ADDR, underestimable value recovered. What? Oh, can at ADDR. Reports whether a value's address can be obtained with ADDR. Such values are called addressable. A value is addressable if it is an element of a slice, an element of an addressable array, a field of an addressable struct, or the result of dereferencing a pointer. Ugh. So I don't like that. I don't like it one bit. Oh, indirect returns the value that V points to. Wait a second. Don't laugh at me just yet, Conifer. Unknown type, Certes client login, Certes client login. Oh boy. Let's see what this prints out. Here. Unknown. Oh. Certes client login. Indirect. Returns the value that V points to. Okay, value is the reflection interface to a Go value. Value can be used concurrently by multiple Go routines. To compare two values, compare the result of using the interface method. What does this do? Indirect returns the value that v points to. So I take a value of val. Oh, this doesn't point to anything though, because I have to pass in the pointer. Why wouldn't this be supported? I don't know. I don't understand this. I don't understand why this is why this wouldn't work just naturally. Like, I'm kind of confused here. Value of val. That takes the value. Indirect returns the value that v points to. If v is a nil pointer, if v is not a pointer, indirect returns v. Okay. I want the opposite of indirect. I want the unindirect function. Where's that one? Undirect. Pointer? Okay. Pointer returns v's value as a uint pointer. It returns uint pointer instead of unsafe pointer so that code using reflect can not obtain unsafe pointers without importing the unsafe package explicitly. It panics if v's kind is not chan func map pointer slicer unsafe pointer. Okay, I am none of those then. I guess it's set pointer. Try receive, try send, type, uint, unsafe address. Okay, I give up. Everybody's got to pass. Everybody passing pointers. You tried, but he. Thanks, buddy. I tried my best. I tried my hardest. Is MMO build on prod stable? Yeah, it's pretty stable. I mean, it's like, I guess I don't know what you mean by stable. It's all very experimental. But you can play it. Boom. Unit dev / MMO. It's weird. I kind of. Oh, there we go. There's a weird jitter there. That's not good. Any thoughts on what to do to resolve? What browser are you on? Go and hit go up here, click on your title bar, and then hit F12. You should get this. Chrome latest. Are you on a phone by chance? Holy ping. M1 Mac laptop. I don't know. I've never tried on an M1 chip before. I wonder if it has something to do with that. Because M1's an ARM. Sorry, guys. Yeah, M1's an ARM chip. Then my builds are all, I guess WebAssembly you'd think would run properly. It's kind of jittery. Why is it so weird looking? Oh, what was it? I'm just curious. If it's something that I can fix, like a compatibility thing. Has to do with screen size. Oh, you have a very high I assume you have, if you have a M1, you probably have like a 4K display, right? Yeah. I don't have a 4K monitor to test with. I tried. I have a laptop screen which is a higher, anything greater than 1049 968 black screens. Interesting. I wonder if it's a I wonder if I have like a miscalculation on the, what's it called? Is this right? What's happening here? Well, I have a, this is a 1080p monitor that I have here. So that should be bigger than what you mentioned, but now it's so smooth. I don't know what happened. Yeah, there's still that weird flicker thing though, down here. I don't know what that is. I continue a dump of warnings, errors. Yeah, I'm not, if it's just this sort of stuff, that's fine. I know about these ones. I don't know if you can see them. But if you're getting other errors, I'd be interested to see what those are. They probably won't let you send it in YouTube chat though. Man, that's some crazy jitter that's happening on this prediction thing. Thought I fixed some of these. I'm seeing WebGL warnings and a client error. Yeah, if you see those, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see what the warnings are. I don't have a good, like the WebGL stuff's very experimental, but for the most part, it seems like it's worked for people. Invalid operation. Oh, interesting. Let me go here. What's your monitor resolution? Is it a 4K? Array buffer view not big enough for request. What I really need to do is I need to have a hardware printout in the console. That way if people have issues, they can just send me that. Or like maybe a button you click that gives you a big copy pastable thing. I don't know. Apple XDR display. I need to Google it, but I'm not sure it. That's fine. Yeah, if you find it, I'd love to know exactly what it is. It's likely like a rendering, like it's likely an issue with my rendering library. I unfortunately don't have a Mac, so it's hard to test on Macs. It's a 6K display. Yeah, I should buy a big monitor. I should buy like, I don't know how much 6K monitors are. If I can pick up a 6K monitor for like $100, I might just buy one because I've had a lot of issues with this. My laptop is a 1080 screen, but the pixel density scaling factor is like 1.5. So I thought if I tested on that, I'd be fine. Okay. I wonder, are you getting the same error like, are you getting the same kinds of errors? Because I don't know if it's a calculation error where I just like maybe hard coded something wrongly, or if it's a frame buffer error. Because I very recently switched it to use a frame buffer to pre-render everything before I did the same error messages. Okay, cool. This is likely an issue with my rendering library, not the MMO, but I'm going to put it here. I guess the title is technically wrong. Oh, perfect. Can I test your code? That issue because I'm using a Mac M1 ProBook with a 4K display? Yeah. You can go to here. This is where the game's hosted right now. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, thanks for testing. I think it's with the width. I feel like the top hat's the coolest hat. Jomi's gonna hate me for saying it, but I thought I fixed this rendering issue. There shouldn't be this little jump thing. I don't know if you guys can see it when you go upwards. There's like some floating point miscalculation that puts them on different pixels. I guess when you're only zoomed out here, it messes up. That's interesting. What did you just say? Nothing. Warn clients send update error, network error, failed to write, WebSocket closed status. Oh, I have retank loop handler finished. Yeah, I know the unable to prevent default one. I think I think this is a security precaution that they have for WebAssembly. The network connection one though, if you refresh your page, does it work? Did refreshing it fix it? Or is it still happening? Yep, okay, cool. Yeah, there's some I don't know if you like switch tabs in the game or anything like that. Maybe like type to me or whatever. But what might happen, or there's some well, how WebAssembly is operated, it runs on request animation frame, and if you switch tabs, request animation frame freezes. So my tab stops running, which can cause a lot of network instability. So if you ever switch tabs, it's probably going to break. So that's where a lot of problems are coming from right now. I need to fix that somehow, but there's also like I'm noticing this like weird network bug that came back, where like you'll run and you'll slide backwards, like it'll think you're running too far and you'll zip backwards just a little bit. That's not good. I thought I fixed this. I think there's something wrong with my client prediction. Also, you guys can type debug/debug. Get a little network pop-up. We just did this one last stream. That's your ping over the last 100 or so frames. You gotta do hit the slash button and then debug. If you hit slash, it'll open up the command window. I like when we made it. This message was deleted by moderator. Hello. But you can see this box, which is the interpolation. I'll make a video about it though, eventually, once I have time. And if you guys walk into the water, you slow down. Zoop. I think you can't walk off the map anymore. I fixed that. Oh, nope, you can. That's a problem. I guess we got a new issue. Breaks client. I gotta fix that. What just happened? Oh, I guess I was stuck moving. That's weird. It seemed like it stopped though. Am I adding GitHub to your description for live streams the next one? Yeah, of course. I can do that. I can probably do it right now, actually. I actually don't know. Where is it? Where is my description? Oh yeah, I don't have it for some reason. There you go. This message was deleted by moderator. It's so chunky when you switch tabs. It's interesting. You can actually see if I switch debug on, you can see how it gets messed up after I switch tabs. Like it freezes, and I go back, and I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard to tell now. But it's like it's having to catch up on all the network messages that it missed. My ping is 316 milliseconds. Am I just caught? Yeah, where do you live? It's hosted in Chicago. South Korea. Yeah, that's pretty far. I don't have different locations set up, so one day. Once we're a big MMO, maybe. If and when. Yeah. You might just have ping. That might just be what your ping is to this area. The ping of my server, like I'm using kind of cheap hosting, so the ping on my server is not super good, but look at that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people on. Peeping around 300 milliseconds. Yeah. If you do slash, if you type the slash button, debug, it'll toggle the debug info. And it'll track your ping for the last 100 frames and display that. But it's somewhat stable. Every so often I get a spike around 360 milliseconds. Oh, interesting. Mine's pretty stable. So what? Because we're using WebSockets, it means we're using TCP. And what might be happening is if any packet gets lost, what TCP has to do is has to wait for that packet to get there before it can process anything else. And so like all of these messages get buffered up together, and then bang, like they all get processed at the same time just because one message was lost. So I'm looking at ways to work around that on browser. And I also want to implement UDP for the desktop client, which will probably be more stable. And that one will use UDP. So does it receive all messages? Does it need to receive all messages though? Yeah, it doesn't need to receive all messages because we just do like stateful updates every time. The problem is you can't use UDP over browsers unless you use WebRTC, it seems like, and I don't know very much about WebRTC, to be honest. So it's hard to come up with a WebRTC solution. WebRTC is used for peer-to-peer comms, but it sounds like you could maybe set up WebRTC to your server and then use UDP that way. But unfortunately on browser, you just kind of get stuck like this. What's the hosting cost? I pay $6 a month for a VPS on HostHatch, actually. It has gone down one time so far in the 15 or so days. It's a pretty fast VPS, but they're very like feature limited. They don't have that much. I changed movement. I shouldn't have. Feels more slippery now. Yeah. Maybe refresh your page. Oh, you mean like you slide? I actually don't know. Oh, that's because of the interpolation. So like when you're running and you slow down, it's slowly, like if you turn debug on, you're like constantly interpolating to this little box thing. So if like you stop running, you slide into where you should have been. I'm recommending using UDP, not WebRTC, because I'm running private server in IDC, but however, have many connection. It makes spike ping rate. Yeah. I can't use UDP in browser because ping is worse here. It's more noticeable. Yeah. I have 150 ping spikes, which is pretty high still. Unfortunately, in browsers, I'm stuck with TCP because I have to use WebSockets or WebRTC. Browsers won't let me open a TCP socket on your computer, even though that would definitely be the most ideal connection type. But for a desktop client, I want to eventually change it to use UDP. Because if I have a desktop client all like installed on your computer, I can open UDP sockets that way and dial to the server. So I'll have like a UDP proxy and I'll have a WebSocket proxy probably. Next week, we need to add swords first though, you know what I mean? So, swords and health. Speaking of battle royales. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how stable it is. There's a few browser issues for rendering though. And usernames. Don't jump over the edge. It will be your doom. That's what I could do. If you jump over the edge, I just like kill you and you spawn back here. Oh, I have 2 of these open. I didn't even notice. I've talked to PUBG developer and they said they're using 2CPU in first moment, LOL. Yeah. Well, because I wanted this to be hosted on a browser, so I had to use TCP. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. I'm trying to develop all the networking stuff to not be to not require perfect data, like where you can lose packets and still work. And so far, I think for the physics stuff it'll work, but for the chat stuff that won't work, obviously. Because if you miss a message, you have to send that back eventually. We definitely need swords, yeah, or sticks or something. Bingo goes crazy when you go over the edge. Yeah, actually, you might be like, I might have a bug because I changed the collision code very, very recently. I don't know if I fixed the edge stuff. So if you go over the edge, I think it comes a sawtooth pattern. Yeah, I think it like slows down the server a lot. Probably that's my guess. Which it shouldn't do that, but I think it does. Goes from 100 milliseconds to 700 milliseconds max. And you're in Korea, you said? I'm doing it again. Wait, who's this? Who said that they're going to 700? Are you the person in Korea? Oh, mine doesn't really sawtooth that much differently. Oh, that's me. You're in Belgium though. That's kind of far too. If you can read Korean, I recommend the book by Develop Game Server, who made ProwdNet. Yeah, I can't read Korean, unfortunately. Stuck with the English books. Now I know that I won't be able to bully a unit properly when I go to Korea to visit my in-laws in May. Because your ping's gonna be too low? Hi? I'm doing it again. Great. That's just great. Everyone's gonna crash my server. What did you use for the front end? I'm using WebGL for the front end here. I think it was a one-time thing. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna do top. Try Linode. Oh, do you mean what am I using for hosting? I'm using host hatch. They seem to be like fairly well recommended while still being pretty fast. Wait, unit? How did you just pronounce them? Linode? Is that what it was? Linode? I'm gonna visit myself to the void. How do you say it? How are you supposed to say it? Linode? Linode. Linode? I'm gonna keep saying Linode because it's Linus. Lie node. That's what you're typing. Lie node. Linode. It's Linux. Lie node. Linode. I'm reading it. I'm reading exactly how you're typing it. I don't know what you want from me. You can't hear people scream from the void. That's what should happen if you ever walk. Lie. Lie. If you ever walk into the void, you just get spiraled down. Lie like the name. I swear to God, I'm gonna strangle Unit one day. Getting Sawtooth now. Yeah, I think Sawtooth happens. Very slow ping. Yeah, I think Sawtooth happens. I think that's it. It's catching up on all the messages. So I think there's these spikes that end up occurring. I think that might be a TCP artifact. I'm not 100% sure though. Like, yeah, Mohawk guy. I really need to put these boxes behind the character on a different layer because it looks so weird when they're on the same thing. Your age though? My age? I'm 30. I have a question on your game server. Are you only using a single thread? The game loop operates in a single thread. The proxy, when everybody connects to it, everybody's on their own thread. So like network receptions are on their own threads, on their own Go routines technically. And then the game loop server operates in a single thread right now. So everything gets pulled in as a stage of the game loop. Get a CS degree? I have an electrical engineering degree. I think my game is newer, gonna catch up with the packets. Just got 800 millisecond ping. Yeah. Is it when you guys say you're getting like these high ping spikes, is it just one spike? Or is it always at 800? Are y'all complaining about high ping? Just one spike? Okay. So a high two with a high and a low of, is it just constantly sawtoothing? For like 2 frames? Yeah, it hasn't stopped sawtoothing. Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah. Once I maybe one day I'll do a dev client and or I'll do like a desktop client, I mean, and I'll set up UDP and then we'll see what that looks like. But for now, I think I'm not gonna play too much with this. I think that there's some amount of like weird browser stuff that happens. It better support Mac OS. I hope it does. I have no idea though. I hope it supports it. But we'll have to see how UDP does, even with packets getting dropped and lost. After reconnect, ping just drops normal. Yeah. The same thing's happening to me actually. Like whenever I refresh, it's very smooth. But then I turn, maybe it's a debug thing actually. Whenever I turn debug on, it's a little bit jittery. But if you switch tabs, it's gonna get messed up. Like see how it speeds up now? It's like it's getting messages faster. Is there a message rate limit for incoming messages? Yeah. It's a 30 FPS tick rate. Issue on GitHub once a unit gets to work on it. My chart is like a chainsaw. That's what mine looks like. A lot of teeth. But the more you switch tabs, like the faster it gets going. See that? I don't know if it ever slows down. Something just gets really botched when you switch tabs. I'm not really sure what it is. Oh, there, it caught up. It's just a bunch of messages, I guess, that just need to get processed really fast. Yeah, I don't know. Unit of bugs, exactly. There's still a lot of issues, guys. We'll fix it one day, don't you worry. We'll get it working. We'll get it working here soon. Hi. Hi there. Wanna be my friend? Is your server bottlenecking? No, I was just looking actually. It's like at 20%. But I'm pretty inefficient with how the network works right now, so maybe understandable. I have to guess who's who. I hope you guys know who I am, because I'm streaming it. So it's just your trash code? Yeah, exactly. Just some unoptimized code. It's actually interesting. The proxy is using more than the server is. Because the proxy has to serve all the connections constantly. So that takes up actually a lot. And the other cool thing about that is that the proxy is really horizontally scalable. Like I can load it in, oh gosh, he's gonna say Rust. Rewrite it in Rust. WebAssembly, okay. We know who that is, that's definitely Jomi. But I can add as many proxy servers as I want to serve as many connections as I need, you know? And the game server runs independently of that. So, it's too easy. It's just too easy. You only think in two ways, WebAssembly or Rust, and sometimes both. In the Korean game industry, they use C++. Yeah, I think a lot of people are using C++ still. I don't think C++ is a bad language. I just I prefer to code in Go. If C++ had a good package manager, I might have picked that. CMake, yeah. If only. We just using CMake, yeah. CMake's not terrible, but go make your own. I think if I made a language, it would be some sort of like baby between Rust and Go. Rewrite in Ruby, stop worrying about performance. Exactly. Try Zig. I don't see any benefits of using Zig. Other than like, is it just like syntactic sugar over C, right? Abort that baby. Zig seems nice. I don't think Zig is bad. I just it just doesn't have anything that's like so revolutionary that I would switch over to it. Zig is still one of the things for me to go back to. Yeah. Odin is never after its elitism BS. Oh yeah, I had forgotten about Odin. Zig is just stable Rust. Damn. Wait, Zig doesn't have a biochecker, does it? Allocators, yeah. Like bun. But you can't you still there's no race condition guarantees for multi-threaded code, right? In Zig. Yeah, you can still deadlock, but you don't like Rust guarantees you won't have race conditions. Zig is as safe as C. That's some low standards. Doesn't go there's no easy language for multi-threading. In my mind, I like to delete all the legacy server code written in C++. If you want save C, you got C3 if you want. Shoot. Too many messages. I really need a chat log. Oh, and rewritten in Rust. I think Rust is a cool language, for sure. I'm worried that Rust is going to get bloated like C++ did, though. Oh no, here we go again. It was funny, when I was learning Rust, I would literally I'd lay in bed and be like, man, should I just switch over to Rust from Go? And then I did a rebuild and I was like, oh boy, this is way too long. Rust does have the best keyword. What is that? I haven't heard of that one. Oh, it has yeet? That's kind of funny. I'm just testing making a game server in Go and Rust. That'd be a cool experiment. Yeah, that'd be cool to see. How long till this game is playable? My ping still hasn't shot higher than 150 milliseconds. You can just yeet air. Oh, interesting. Yeah, until there's like gameplay. I don't know, maybe, I'm hoping maybe in like a month or so, a month or two. There's obviously still problems in the game, as you can tell by just running around. I think the lag correction gets messed up quite a lot if you are on for too long. You can turn a function into a sort of iterator in Nightly. You made him? You made who? You riled him up? I riled who up? Or someone riled me up? It's a lot of D's. Show me is on Rust Rush. I really need to fix the font scaling. I feel like the text is just way too big. Good thing Conifer opened a ticket for me. Back to WebAssembly, huh? I'm not even gonna read that one. Sad face. It's too real. Make it stop. Unit, we need emojis. I got an emoji for you. Here you go, buddy. Love you too, Unit. Yep. It would be cool to do emojis. It wouldn't be that hard too. You just replaced the text with a hand gestures. Yeah, we need dances. We need Fortnite dances. You should replace some text with some with like a picture of a sprite, and it'd be done. Dunzos. But chat log first, and then we can maybe do emojis. Definitely need Fortnite dances. Yeah, pixel art versions of them. It's funny because everyone that sees this for the first, or not everyone, but a lot of people that see this for the first time go, Among Us? Question mark. Priority number 1, dances. Among Us? Do these people really look like Among Us characters that much? Don't Among Us characters have one big eye? Or they have like a helmet, it's like a spacesuit. Alright guys, I might need to go eat lunch now. It's getting close to 11. which is my lunchtime. Yeah, anything with rectangles, people go Among Us. That's how you know. Mine is 12:51 a.m. Go get sleep. Oh yeah, we have a very limited set of fonts here. And there might be some bugs where like you could type a letter that maybe makes it through the server and comes over and then crashes someone's computer. Want to paste stuff? Yeah, there's no pasting here. No pasting allowed. No copy pastas. Ugh. We're finding a bunch of bugs in Componenty server. Tired? Yeah. Same. This doesn't crash anymore when you type character you cannot type. Yeah. Hey, we're improving. That's the thing. We find a bug, we fix it. We make 2 more bugs, we fix those, we're good to go. And then we're all set. Yeah, we just loop on that. WebAssembly.instantiate virus.wasm. Love it. Get these hackers out of here. Yep. And then I have to constantly make GitHub issues. They never end. Alright, boys. That's gonna be it for me today. I think this basically works though. We just have to, they'll just have to pass pointers to it, unfortunately. And that'll be that. But this will let us remove a lot of code. All this stuff, all that stuff, all this intermediate stuff that I had to do can be fixed now. So we'll be all set. But that's going to be the end of the stream. Thanks all for coming in. Thanks for the bug reports. I appreciate that, especially because that represents me fixing it. Really envy your job. Thanks, buddy. I don't know if you can consider it a job just yet, but maybe one day. Yeah, see you later, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.